since I transit to school, it takes 30 minutes to get to school because I have to transfer to another bus to get to my university. And this class that I willingly went to, is known to be like the worst class ever that I'm taking. Well, one of the worst ones in this semester. I'm taking two of the worst ones yet in my degree, and I hate them both. So that's besides the point. Anyways, basically today was just a final review, and he was gonna go through some of the question and answers of our final exam. And mind you, I knew I was gonna be late already because I wanted to wear a different shirt than this. This is just like a navy, like blue top shirt, and I was like, you know what, it's not gonna dry up. I tried it on and then it wasn't dry enough, and I was like, I don't want to be smelling like wet clothes, knowing that I'm gonna sweat throughout the day because it's getting fairly warm in my province where I live at. And I was like, okay, we need to find a different solution. So I'm wearing this navy blue dark long sleeve. So I knew I was gonna be late already, but I was like, no, it'll be fine. So I came into class. Mind you, none of my friends were there. So class starts at 2:30 for this class, and then it ends at around 4:30. So I got in, I believe, at like 2:40 or 2:45. I think 2:40. And me and my friends, we sit in the very back. So in this lecture hall, in the very back, there's tables, and then like the rest is just regular like lecture hall chairs. The worst ones ever. Worst ones ever. And I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be sitting in the back for like the rest of the semester because I ain't sitting in those uncomfortable chairs. So none of my friends were there. My roommate wasn't there because she went to a concert and she had to go drive like 5 hours to her hometown, and I was like, okay, it's fine. So I sat down, got my MacBook up and ready, started typing notes, and then he just doesn't even explain the answers to the exam like questions, but rather he just shows them, and then he's like, oh, here's the answer. Scrolls past, and then boom. I was like, are you joking me? And then he was like, yup, that's basically it, guys. And then I was like, so what the F was the point of me going? Like, I wasted my time. But no, I didn't waste my time, but I was like, are you joking me? So, mind you, after sitting down, I think, like, probably not even 10 minutes, he was like, okay, guys, it's time to go. I'm like, class is done. And I was like, are you effing kidding me? So, it's okay. And then, for the first time, I asked a question in the class. Because he was like, do you have any questions? And I was like, yeah, let me put my hand up. Because I was like, oh, whatever. So, very excited for that. I had a paper due today at 11:59, but I was able to get an extension, so that's not due until Tuesday. So I'm gonna get that done probably tomorrow, or try to, just because I want to get ahead of schedule. I've been slacking because I got really So I was like, you know what? Hang out with one of my uni besties. And I was like, hey, we were supposed to go. Well, she went to the gym today at school. I did not because I was dizzy when I woke up. I was like, usually I'm a side sleeper, and I slept on my left side. And then when I woke up, I was like so dizzy, and I was like, I had multiple hypotheses as to why this was happening, but I was like, I do not want to self-diagnose myself. I'm not a doctor yet. I don't want to self-diagnose myself. That is not healthy, guys. Very, very not healthy to self-diagnose yourself, and do not use Google as your doctor. Go to a healthcare provider if you are able to. I know that especially at a time like this, it's so hard to get into like the ER or like the ED because the wait time is so long. So I feel y'all. Anyways, guys, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, follow this right here. Can you follow it while I move it around? I got this from organ donation gala that I went to for the club that I'm part of. I wanted the heart one, and then I hesitated, and then everyone took it, and now I'm stuck with this eye one. But isn't it a little freaky? Yeah, focus right here. I might do a video of that. But anyways, yeah, I told my friend, one of my uni besties, I was like, let's hang out today. Do you want to hang out today? And I was like, because we need to talk about our plans for hiking. We're gonna hike next week. I'm so excited. That's gonna be my first hike of the season. I want to do one of like the hikes. I wouldn't, people say it's considered as the hardest hike here, but like she's done it and she was like, it's not that hard, and I was like, okay, if you say so. So yeah, she suggested that, and I was like, maybe I don't want that to be my first hike of the season. Can we do something a little bit, maybe a little bit easier? So we're gonna do something easier. So yeah, we talked about our plans, and we went downtown. We went to a few vintage places, and then I was really hungry, so she was like, let's go get sushi. Now this, guys, today was just something. It was very interesting. Oh my god, so much stuff happened in a span of like an hour and a half. So, long story short, we got sushi. We wanted to sit outside because it was really warm, so we didn't sit in the, like, what do you call it? Not cafeteria, but like where people sit and where they get food. Dude, I'm like blanking. But yeah, so we sat down, opened up our sushi. We got like buy two get one free deal. We were like, yep, we'll do that, just that. And then we were like, okay, let's do that. And then we were eating, and then there were birds. There were birds circling around us. And then there was this one bird. I'm not sure what kind of bird it was. A seagull, I think. I saw it in my peripheral vision. To our left, I was eating my freaking sushi, and then it literally flies right here. Goes to this side. This is the table we were sitting at. This is my friend right here, and this is me. Sushi's in front of us. We're sitting right here. The freaking bird flies this way. Then it freaking lands on top of our table. And then stares at us. tissue. And then this freaking bird literally cocks at us and takes one of our sushi. Are you joking me? I literally got so freaking mad. I was like, are you joking me? And then we were like trying to get the bird to fly away and it wouldn't. So we were just like, yo, we need to bolt the frick out of here before it attacks us, because it was ready to attack us. And I was like, oh my gosh, traumatizing. My friend dropped so much like freaking soy sauce everywhere over her, and I was like, oh no. And then this lady who was sitting beside us, she didn't do anything. She laughed at us and she was like, oh my god, guys, the freaking bird was about to eat me too. Like, it was about to eat my donut. And I was like, are you joking me? But so we went back inside and we ate our sushi there. So yeah, very interesting. It happened so quick. It was our first sushi that we ate, and the bird flew on top of our table and started attacking us. And I was like, it's because of these freaking tourists that go and feed these freaking birds and leave all of their freaking food everywhere. Like, mind you, obviously sushi is fish and we're by the ocean, and I was like, okay, I was like raging a little bit, but you guys are my therapist for tonight. Hopefully you guys get relaxed by that. But yeah, and then after that we were just like laughing about it, but we were like PTSD for real. Like throughout the whole night I was just joking about it, but I was genuinely annoyed by the bird. And I see one right here in my freaking like art that I have on my wall. But yeah, and then we got ice cream after. There was McDonald's in the little area, and I was like, yo, should we get McFlurries? So we got McFlurries, and then we sat outside, not in that same area, but I would say like by the seawall. Not the seawall, it's not the seawall, but like the sea's there, and then you can like watch and stuff. So we went to go sit there and eat our McFlurries, and we just talked and talked and talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. And then after we finished that, we were like, okay, let's go to Winners, because that's like our, that's low-key our daily not daily ritual, our like ritual every time we see each other is we'll go to Winners, just shop and look around. So it was very fun. But before that, before we even got to Winners, we were walking to Winners, and then these bunch of freaking teenagers were biking around, and mind you, I literally was already pissed off because of the bird. So I was like, whatever. So these kids, we were walking, minding our own business, right? This is us, the walkway, and then this is like the bike lane right here. And then these kids are like, hey, excuse me. Like one of the kid, obviously I know it's a dare, and I'm like, the kid was like, hey, excuse me. And we looked, both of us, and then you know what the freaking kid said? The kid said, fuck you. And I was like, I just looked at the kid like, and then we walked away, and they had smiles on their face, and I was just like, okay, it doesn't really bother me. I'm like, I've heard worse, like not for me, but like, or towards me, but I'm like, I was just laughing about it. I was making fun of the kid after, because I'm like, usually when people say like such mean words to you, they don't say, hey, excuse me. They just say it. You don't say, hey, excuse me. Like, I'm just like, I was laughing you, where I live downtown is very touristy. So, I don't know what happened, but these girls, bunch of teenage girls, were like fooling around, and one of them, I think, pulled down one of the girls' like sweatpants, so it fell down, and then we literally saw a glimpse of her underwear, and I was like, what the frick? And while we were walking more, we were at a stoplight, and then we see this girl, this teeny girl, not like a baby, but like preteen girl, in a freaking towel. Obviously she's drenched because she just came from the pool, but she literally looked lost, and we looked at each other and we were like, and the older sister and me literally like, so we were like, okay, let's follow her, not in a creepy way, but like in a way where it's like, it doesn't seem like she's from here. So we were just behind her for a while because we were like, we're going that way anyways, and then we started to realize, we were like, okay, she's lost. So I ran up to her with my duffel bag, not my duffel bag, my Lacoste bag that weighs so much, and I ran up to her, and then I was like, are you lost? And then, mind you, because she came from the pool, she was just wearing her freaking bathing suit while wearing a towel, and she was so innocent, and I was like, girl, you are in the middle of downtown, and I was like, you cannot be dressed like this. She was like so oblivious to the fact that like in other streets are like some of the most dangerous streets out there here, and I was just like, okay, we need to follow her and make sure she gets to the hotel, because her parents were not with her, and I was like, what the freak? Obviously we knew something was wrong, and then I was like, okay, are you lost? Like, can we help you? And she was like, yeah, I'm just trying to go back to the hotel, like where I'm staying at, because I was just at the pool at my friend's in Fairmont Hotel, and I was like, okay, we'll help you, we'll stay with you, because obviously I don't think she had a phone with her, and I was like, that already is definitely a safety hazard, and I was like, she was by herself, like, it's better for us to help her, knowing that we've lived here for a bit, not downtown, but like we know our way around it. So we were like, okay, we'll stay with you, like, don't even worry about it. I was like making small conversations because I didn't want to scare her, obviously, knowing to the fact that it's like two random girls are just going up to this random girl, little girl, and I was like, no. But yeah, went up to her, we helped her, and then, oh my god, in the middle of the sidewalk, she started putting her like sweatpants on, and I was like, I was trying to cover her because like these old dudes just start walking past, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But yeah, we helped the girl find her hotel because we were like, we want you to be safe, please. Like, she was like apologizing, she was like, oh my god, I hope I'm not wasting your time, and I was like, girl, please don't even worry, that's the least of our worry, like, we want you to be safe, we want you to be safe. But hey guys, so make sure to always stay like, look out for your surroundings, you never know if someone needs help. And then yeah, we went to Winners after. We just started talking about what happened. Crazy. What a crazy way to end the week, guys. Like, I'm just appalled by it. A little exhausted too, but yeah, that's the stressful part of today. I wouldn't say stressful, but relatively different than my day-to-day life. But that's beside the point. Now I am going to probably rest, go to sleep, season 1, and I am on season 2, episode 7. I really like it, guys. The show is called The T-H-E-B-I-D-D. The Bit. And I love it. I think it's very interesting to see, especially because when I was younger, I watched Grey's Anatomy and then I stopped because I just wasn't feeling it anymore. But The Bit is very different from, it's similar to Grey's Anatomy, but in a sense it's more, I would say, from what people say who work in healthcare and like medicine, is the most accurate like medicine, like medical show ever so far. So I was like, okay, you know what, let me watch it. And so far I've been really liking it, and yeah, I'm exhausted, guys. But how are you guys? Now that spring, I wouldn't say spring break, but I guess it's spring break is here, I'm going to be making a lot of videos, hopefully. Obviously I'm going to prioritize studying, but I want to prioritize filming as well, because I really want to grow this channel this year. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's Whisper Ramble. I'm going to stop now because I'm a little tired, and I'm sure you are too. But I hope that you guys didn't get annoyed by my whisper, by my voice, because sometimes when I'm storytelling,